The commercialization of disease and the business of making money from our illness is making the fight against disease almost impossible. How could this be? Well, your disease is more profitable for so many people than your well-being that they would rather make money from your disease than from your health. The World Health Organization, WHO, recently released its report in which it stated, unhealthy diets are a leading cause of death and disease globally, and excessive sodium intake is one of its main culprits. In this report, the WHO explained that eating too much salt is one of the top risk factors for heart disease, stroke, and death. It further showed links between high sodium intake and increased risk of other health conditions such as gastric cancer, obesity, osteoporosis, and kidney disease. This alert from this World Health body is very refreshing given the fact that most people across the globe, up to 70% of deaths in many countries, die from food. Yes, you read me right, food. From food poisoning, bacteria and parasite-infected food, to processed foods come the death of most people. Space would not allow me to state all the statistics here, but suffice to say that heart attacks and diseases, strokes, cancers, diabetes, kidney and liver diseases kill more than 40 to 50% of most populations globally. What does this mean? It means that with the correct diet, at least 50% of deaths will be prevented or avoided, and many pharmaceutical companies, hospitals and clinicians, physicians, nurses, etc., will be out of business. Food is the major killer of mankind. The things that we eat are the greatest risk factor to our health, causing most of the diseases that kill more than 50 to 60% of people globally. Yet can we free ourselves from these habits? Most of the foods we eat are highly salted, sugared, or deeply fried to increase their fat content. The addition of sugar, salt, spices, and fats make the foods sweet and addictive, making it difficult for consumers to stay away. There is an obesity crisis in many countries, coupled with increasing incidence of diabetes, hypertension, kidney failures, liver diseases, heart diseases, cancer, etc. Notably, these diseases are not cheap. They are very expensive to manage and treat. Hence, if you are poor and have these diseases, chances are that you will die early. The medications are not cheap, and the medical care is very expensive. If you get these diseases, you are sure to die poor while the medical and pharmaceutical community get rich. Let me explain. The number of companies that are relying on your ignorance and indiscipline with regards to diets and foods are so many that they would rather have you eat bad food and later pay the doctor or pharmacist for healing than to stop producing these foods and lose money. For instance, once you develop diabetes, hypertension, stroke, cancer, liver and kidney diseases, you have become the lifetime customer of pharmaceutical and insurance companies, hospitals, clinicians, and they will milk you until you die. Therefore, your disease is their profit and they would rather have you perpetually sick and medicine dependent than healthy. This is the commercialization of disease. This has resulted in a battle between these food manufacturers, public health advocates, and policymakers. It is therefore not surprising that the food companies, pharmaceutical companies, medical associations will bribe governments to stop banning certain food additives that are known to cause cancer, diabetes, etc. These companies will chase away, kill, demonize, and fight every scientist or physician who tries to heal you with diet or natural therapies instead of their recommended medicines. They will fund scientists to make fake research to counter good science. If you doubt, look at the history of tobacco and other soda or sugared drinks. They will get scientists who will tell you that tobacco, caffeinated and sweetened drinks are good for your heart. Also look at the standard American diet by nutritionists and tell me if this diet plan has reversed obesity and heart-related deaths in America. When the USDA recently tried to remove chocolate milk from school lunch, parents, administrators, kids, and cooks were up in arms against the government's plan to reduce sugar in the kids' diet. Hence, this advice from the WHO will never fly. You know why? Because salt and sugar are sweet and addictive. Almost all manufactured and processed foods contain salt and/or sugars in different forms. These are necessary to preserve the processed food and make it tasty. I mean, how can meat be sweet without salt? Just think about it. Every year, millions of dollars are spent on medicines used to manage diseases caused by food hypertension, diabetes, stroke, cancer, etc. These diseases are a billion-dollar industry for the pharmaceutical companies as patients live on these medicines daily. Moreover, all across the globe, people are shifting from cooking their own food to buying from restaurants, and these restaurants will use less salt or reduce fats in food. Don't deceive yourself. If you want to live longer and healthier, the advice is simple. Make your own food from the best ingredients. Cut down on animal products, fried foods, salts, and processed foods. Exercise frequently, drink more clean water instead of sugared and caffeinated drinks, and read more about healthy foods. The world will never ban bad food. Forget it. So take charge of your own health. We are being killed slowly by our foods, and once we get sick, we spend so much on medication and treatment that we become poor. Financial slaves of Big Pharma. Do not fall for it. Change your diet and you shall be free indeed. The only way we can secure our own health is by taking charge of our food. We must choose our foods wisely and eat what we cook and possibly grow. We cannot depend on restaurants, pharmacies, hospitals, or governments to give us good health.